In a recent nasty, exploitative diatribe against her ex-daughter-in-law, Addis Bambi Benson, Mama D, who is famous for her overblown personality and explosive presence on VH1's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, made headlines. The already strained relationship between Lady Bambi and her son rapper Lil Scrappy has been even more strained as a result of the emotional outburst, which was extensively aired by the Neighborhood Talk. Lady's comment shocked her fan following and surely added to the already turbulent post-divorce relationship between Bambi and Lil. What many may have thought was a normal family drama on TV has now spilled over into social media. Speaking in the third person and accusing Bambi of taking $155,000 from her son, Scrappy, real name Deborah Bryant, expressed her anger in the most unrestrained manner imaginable during her outburst. "I am telling you," she remarked at the start of the video. "There were more expletives as MDF that he came out of. I don't give an FK about that bitch. She could be standing there, and I'd say it. I don't care because when you steal $155,000 of my son's money." The clip ends abruptly, leaving the full extent of her attacks and anger up for interpretation, she said. This outburst is just the latest chapter in a long-running saga of drama and tension between the three characters who have all appeared on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. The show's viewers have watched Bambi and Lil Scrappy's relationship develop over the years from a whirlwind romance to marriage and ultimately a divorce, with the entire journey unfolding on screen for the world to see. Their turbulent relationship, full of ups and downs, frequently including personal and public confrontations, making it a focal point for much of the series. The conflict between Bambi and MD has been a recurrent theme on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, with Mama D frequently criticizing Bambi for a variety of reasons, whether related to her role as her son's wife or as the mother of their children. Over the years, M has made no secret of her distaste for Bambi, frequently expressing her displeasure with her personality, behavior, and choices. On several occasions, she has even called Bambi a gold digger, accompanied by grandiose statements about her son's worth and the role she plays. Dynamic and the relationships between their extended families, including Mam D, are at the center of this drama. Although it's unclear exactly what incident Mam D was referring to, it's safe to assume that the emotional fallout from this accusation is far from over. The accusations of theft are serious, and the $15,000 figure seems to be a particularly incendiary detail in Mama D's rant. The clip was shared on social media, which suggests that Mama D may have intended to get her side of the story out to her followers, perhaps in an effort to support or force Bambi to respond. However, as of right now, neither Bambi nor Lil Scrappy has publicly responded, leaving the matter to. It's straightforward to see why this latest outburst has reignited old tensions given the history between Bambi and Mama D. The two women have often clashed on Love and Hip Hop in Atlanta, with Bambi often feeling trapped in a battle for Lil Scrappy's affections and loyalty, while also trying to manage her own relationship with his controlling mother. Mama D, on the other hand, has never held back when expressing her feelings about Bambi, and her contempt for her ex-daughter-in-law has only gotten worse over time. It's clear that the latest accusation is a result of lingering resentment over the divorce or a more specific grievance involving money. Naturally, this explosive outburst takes place against the backdrop of Bambi and Lil Scrappy's 5-year marriage, which ended in divorce. Like many marriages on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, this one was not without its challenges, as viewers watched as Bambi and Scrappy navigated the complexities of married life, made worse by Scrappy's frequent involvement in the drama surrounding his family, including his mother's interference. As a couple, they had their share of issues, but according to Bambi's 2023 interview on Small Doses with Amanda Seales, Scrappy's infidelity with an ex-girlfriend was the final straw. Bambi and Scrappy had 3 children together, a son named Breen and 2 daughters named Zio and Sai. The children have been a source of both connection and conflict for the ex-couple, and their co-parenting dynamic has been a major plot point for them ever since. In 2024, the ex-couple revealed that they were working to improve their co-parenting relationship, indicating a shift toward greater cooperation and respect. She revealed that she had already been having relationship issues prior to the affair, but the betrayal was the last straw for her. In 2024, Bambi and Scrappy's co-parenting relationship seems to be improving, which contrasts sharply with Mad D's continued hostility toward Bambi. For the benefit of their kids, Bambi and Scrappy may be moving toward a more cordial partnership, but Mom's grudge against Bambi seems to be as strong as ever. Although their romantic relationship may have ended, their parental responsibilities still exist, and both Bambi and Scrappy have stated that they want to give their kids a stable environment. This shift in their relationship is intriguing because it comes after Maddie's explosive remarks. Grievances, particularly through social media tirades like the one shared by MD, make it harder to move on and heal. In this drama, Mama D's president, Bambi, is especially significant because she has positioned herself as a central figure in her son's life over the years, often interfering in his relationships whether he wants her to or not. Her domineering behavior and insistence on meddling in Scrappy's romantic affairs have caused tension in his marriage to Bambi, and Maddie's extravagant personality and dramatic antics have, in many ways, mirrored the chaos and emotional volatility of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. While Bambi has generally avoided the more outrageous parts of the family drama, Maddie's accusations, especially the one about stealing money, paint a different picture and suggest that the drama between Mama D, Bambi, and Scrappy is likely to continue, whether on social media or through the prism of reality. In contrast to the show's ongoing narrative, Bambi has attempted, at least publicly, to take a more measured approach to the drama by keeping a low profile and focusing on her children. Mama D, born Deborah Bryant, is one of the most iconic and controversial characters in the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta franchise. Fans of the show can expect more fireworks as the season progresses due to Maddie's outburst and the unresolved issues between Bambi and Scrappy. Each new development only serves to fuel the fire of an already volatile situation. It is unclear whether or not Mama D's accusations will be addressed or whether Bambi and Scrappy can continue to make progress in their co-parenting relationship. But one thing is for sure, the drama is far from over. Viewers have seen Mama D's unwavering devotion to her son Lil Scrappy and his turbulent relationships on the show over the years, often to the detriment of his relationships with women, especially his ex-wife Addis Bambi Benson. Their complex and often tense interactions have been a recurring theme in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and Mama D's influence in Scrappy's life and her constant accusations against Bambi have become essential to understanding the emotional turmoil between all parties involved. The relationship between Mama D, Lil Scrappy, and Bambi is riddled with deep-rooted issues that go beyond simple. Mama D has always publicly declared her love and devotion for her son, but her actions show that she struggles to let go of her perceived control over him. This overbearing presence and her protection of Scrappy have caused many conflicts, especially with Bambi, who was caught between her love for Scrappy and Mad's constant interference. To understand why Mad constantly accuses Bambi and criticizes her relationship with her son, it is important to look at a number of important factors, including Maddie's relationship with Lil Scrappy and her history of controlling behavior and her complicated relationship with Bambi, which has been marked by distrust, anger, and personal insecurity. These dynamics, all influenced by years of television drama, emotional outbursts, and public arguments, have set the stage for the ongoing tensions that viewers witness on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. From the beginning of the show, it was clear that Mama D had a close and sometimes unhealthy relationship with her son Scrappy, whose real name is Daryl Rard Richardson T.A. Scrappy has been portrayed as a mama's boy who is fiercely loyal to his mother and has struggled to assert his independence in some areas of his life, particularly in his relationships. Mama D, on the other hand, has always worn the title of Mama like a badge of honor, often portraying herself as the protector of Scrappy's interests, and she is unreservedly vocal about her love for her son and has often said that she will do whatever it takes to protect him, even if it means interfering in his romantic relationships. Her behavior towards Scrappy is not necessarily malevolent, but it can be construed as possessive, and she tends to play a significant role in Scrappy's decisions, even acting as a surrogate partner at times. In particular, the persistent conflict between Mama D and Scrappy's girlfriends, fiancées, and wives, including Bambi, stems from Mama D's inability to let Scrappy go both practically and emotionally, and Scrappy's history of moving in and out of relationships has only served to intensify the conflict, as his intermittent romance with Bambi, which eventually led to their 2017 marriage, was a source of contention from the start. Mama D's interference in their relationship was evident, and Scrappy's inability to fully assert himself as his own man has often put him in the difficult position of having to choose between his mother and his wife. Non-negotiable, and in her view, his loyalty should always come first. This deeply rooted sense of entitlement to Scrappy's life and decisions is what makes her interactions with Bambi so tense and adversarial. It was evident when Bambi first appeared as Scrappy's girlfriend and later as her wife that she and Mama D had a complicated relationship. Ambitions was not the type of woman who would easily submit to Mad's domineering nature, and the tension between Bambi and Am grew out of Maddie's belief that Bambi was not deserving of her son's success. Independence only seemed to aggravate Maddie further, as she perceived Bambi as a threat. On Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, we saw Bambi's attempts to establish a relationship with Mamadi, but it was clear that the older woman's control over her son made it nearly impossible to maintain harmony in the family. Mad D's constant criticism of Bambi's behavior and appearance became a recurring theme, and no matter what Bambi did, she was never able to fully meet Maddie's expectations. The comparisons to other women in Scrappy's life, both past and present, only made matters worse over time. As one that was full of ups and downs, often made worse by Mama D's presence, and in which Bambi tried to manage her own relationship with Scrappy, Mama D continued to undermine her at every chance. The drama on the show was caused by the ongoing conflict between Bambi and Mama, as viewers watched the two women clash repeatedly. Scrappy was often caught between his love for Bambi and his loyalty to his mother, and his inability to fully support Bambi in the face of his mother's accusations and criticisms left Bambi feeling alone and unsupported. This is one of the main reasons Mama D has continued to accuse Bambi of many offenses, most notably the most recent charge of stealing $15,000. In many ways, Mama D has projected her own fears and anxieties onto Bambi, viewing her as a gold digger or someone who is only after Scrappy's money and status. This accusation of theft, while serious, is not an isolated incident. Mama D has previously implied that Bambi married Scrappy for financial rather than emotional reasons, most likely because she saw Scrappy as a young man who had previously struggled with money management and decision-making. Comes from her deep-seated insecurities and fears that Bambi is not who she claims to be. Standards of what a good partner should be for him, and she has a strong protective instinct when it comes to Scrappy. She tends to interpret any disagreement or argument with Bambi as a personal attack on her son, assuming that Bambi is to blame if things are not going well in Scrappy's relationship. This dynamic is exacerbated by Maddie's history of interfering in Scrappy's romantic relationships. She has been particularly critical of the women Scrappy has dated, but she has been particularly harsh with Bambi because she feels that Bambi has consistently threatened the familial dynamics she has worked so hard to maintain when. It is impossible to overestimate Scrappy's role in this ongoing drama. As Bambi's husband, he is also caught between two competing priorities, while as Mama D's son, he has been conditioned to maintain a deep loyalty to her. His relationship with his mother has been portrayed as one in which he prioritizes her approval over his own desires. The divorce left her feeling vindicated in her mistrust of Bambi, which fueled her need to attack her in public, often through social media rants or behind-the-scenes criticisms. Even though Scrappy has tried to defend Bambi on occasion, His lack of firm boundaries with his mother has made Bambi feel resentful and unsupported in their marriage, especially when it comes to handling M's accusations and criticisms. Scrappy's constant vacillation between his mother and his wife only made the emotional rift between them worse, leaving Bambi frustrated and unable to find a stable relationship. At times, he has been seen enabling Matey's behavior, allowing her to dictate the course of his romantic life. It is unclear whether Mama D will ever accept Bambi as her daughter-in-law or whether Bambi and Scrappy can fully recover from the damage caused by Matey's interference. But one thing is certain, years of conflict and accusations have resulted from Mama D's deep attachment to Scrappy, her possessive tendencies, and her suspicions about Bambi's intentions. Although Scrappy has tried to manage the tension, his inability to escape his mother's control has left Bambi feeling attacked and alienated. The dispute between these three will undoubtedly continue to be a significant tale in Atlanta's romantic and hip-hop history for many years to come.